Welcome to the DBU basketball preview here on Lone Star Conference Media Days. I'm Reagan Ratcliffe along with Patriot head basketball coach Blake Fligner, Isaac Bullard, Graham Kroll. DBU is coming off a 25-6 season. They reached the second round of the NCAA tournament, and Coach Fligner, you returned really a strong nucleus from last season. How exciting is it to have with this number of guys back from the team last year that went to the postseason?
It is really exciting. We got a lot of guys with good experience, guys that have won a lot of games. We feel really good about that. But every year is new. You can't carry any wins over from one season to the next, and you change one guy in the locker room, and it's a completely different team. So you never know what's going to happen, but we feel excited about where we're at and the guys that we have back. We're really looking forward to the year.
A team that's a lot of fun to watch. You were fourth in the nation last year in turnovers forced per game. It was almost 20 turnovers per game that you forced. You really changed the style of play last season. How much did that change in play lead to the success that you had?
We enjoyed our style. It's a super fun way to play, but the style has to fit your personnel. It's got to fit who you are. And for us, last year, it really fit. And we're excited about the group we have this year. We feel like it can be another really good fit and something we're continuing to build on. But the style doesn't make baskets for you. You still have to go out and make plays.
You know, you talk about the guys that you had on this roster last year really fit that style. How much has it changed, though? We'll get into recruits here in a bit, but in terms of recruiting, trying to find guys, how much has it changed what you're looking for now to fill out your roster?
In some ways, it didn't change a lot. We've always looked for guys that are versatile, can play multiple positions, guys that are really highly skilled, guys that like to pressure the ball. Even when we weren't pressing, we did pressured in the half court quite a bit. But maybe now even a higher priority on thinking the game a little bit more quickly, speed. Really comes in handy playing full court.
Well, these two guys right here have a ton of speed. And Isaac, I'm going to start with you. Just the transition from 2 years ago to playing in this style, how difficult does it make it on teams when you're facing full court pressure like that for 40 minutes? What kind of challenge does that pose to opponents?
I mean, it really makes them think because, you see you can plan for the press. You spend all off season preparing for the press, but I mean, once we get you in the game speed, trying to speed you up, you really have to try to make decisions, accurate decisions. So I think we've done a really good job with finding a group of guys that, are willing to fly around and move around at a good tempo, so it forces the other team to make bad decisions.
You said it takes a group of guys, and it really does. It takes a roster full. I mean, you can't just have 5, 6, 7 guys that do this. I mean, it is a full team that's able to play that style. So, Graham, to that point, in terms of depth, what kind of depth does it take, and how exciting is it to be in a system where everybody seems like, hey, you're the next guy up, and you got to have your number ready to be called?
It's really fun to be a part of. Coach talked about at the beginning of the season, just your best. Like, our standard is whatever your best looks like. And so whether you're getting a lot of minutes right now or not, like, every time you get on the floor, if you can give your best, you can impact the game positively. And like you said, the pace we play at makes that a lot deeper bench, and it has to be a deeper bench because if you don't, you're going to get tired quick, and those guys up top, will get tired. But it's so much fun to be a part of because everybody has to be in it. If you're not in it with the rest of the team, then you're going to be not helping us out. So being attentive, being ready for when your number is called is just huge.
Well, it's a true team effort. You do have some star power as well. I mean, you look at a couple of guys that have been all conference all throughout their careers, Ricky Lujan, Kim Khan, both back for their 5th year. What does it mean to have that kind of veteran leadership and those kind of stars on the floor for you?
Well, for me, it's a security blanket. I have a great deal of confidence knowing that those guys have been productive in big moments and to be able to have their experience, their leadership. I also just really value those relationships from a program standpoint. In a day and age where people don't stay at the same school for very long, it's nice to have guys that have been so loyal and really enjoyed being here and are able to really give to our program. And so I'm excited to have those guys and a lot of other nice pieces around them too.
Yeah, talking about the pieces that are around them, Isaac, I'm going to ask you about just offensively. We talked about the defensive side, how that leads to offense. How can this team hurt you in a lot of ways on the offensive end?
I mean, I think the way we compete in practice every single day, we're going at each other, trying to make each other better, so that translates to the game, ultimately making it a lot easier for us to be aggressive and confident in what we can do on the offensive end because we're challenging ourselves in practice every day.
This is such a veteran crew, but you've gone out and added some pieces, and recruiting's changed a lot. You've got your incoming freshmen, but also the transfer portal. Who are some of the guys that that you think Patriot fans are going to look forward to seeing this year, first time on the floor, that you think might have an immediate impact?
Sure. Well, I hate to single anybody out, but we've got some transfers that have some college experience in Xavier Brown, Wes Bongiorni, and then Drew Calderon was in our program last year, but the Patriot fans didn't get to see him. Really excited about what those guys are going to bring to the table. I think they're going to be really impactful, make for some fun, exciting moments during the season. And then we've got a really good group of young guys, too. The freshman class is really solid and really excited about what they're going to bring as well.
You know, this year or 2 years ago, this team did not make the NCAA tournament. Last year, you had one of the best seasons in program history, 25 wins. Graham, how much did that fuel last year's team to not have been in the tournament and then to be able to get back last year? What would you say the goals and expectations are for this year?
Yeah, coming off, that would have been my sophomore year. Just a lot of questions about, how we be successful moving forward. And I think the coaching staff did a really good job of evaluating where we were at and what was going to affect, just positive stuff moving forward for us. And so, big high coming off last year and what the success we had. But as Coach said, we get a bunch of different chances to win this season. So, immediately we get to go to Canada for our first couple games of the season. And, we want to win all 3 of those games. Good competition up there. And then we get our RMAC crossover. Same thing there. We'd like to win that. And then, moving later into the season, we'd love a conference championship. It hasn't been here in a long time. And so aspirations of doing that. And then a deep postseason run. We'll see where we're at that point. But I think the team's got a lot of potential to do something like that.
Let's talk about him. Graham talked about the schedule a little bit, and it is a gauntlet going through the Lone Star Conference. So there's so many quality teams, NCAA tournament-type teams. And how does that schedule that Graham alludes to? You go on the road to Canada, you got the RMAC Challenge. How does that prepare you for the road to come?
Yeah, we really went out and tried to find top competition, games that are going to challenge us, prepare us for Lone Star Conference play, but also the travel, is involved. We're excited about the getting to have some bonding experiences, get to go some different places and do some different things with the team, but it's also playing against those really top-level teams and getting to really play outside of your region against some teams that will be competitive on a national level, I think is going to really help us. And then, of course, you get into Lone Star Conference play, and every night you're going up against an NCAA tournament caliber opponent.
Well, it's all right around the corner. This Patriots team opens up the season November 1st in the Canadian Classic, north of the border, and then the RMAC Challenge, and then the Lone Star Conference gets started. Can't wait. Should be another exciting year as the Patriots look to make it back to the NCAA tournament. For head coach Blake Fligner, for Isaac Bullard, Graham Kroll, I'm Reagan Ratcliffe.